Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to another video. Can you please hit that thumbs up button? I would really appreciate it. Can you please subscribe to my channel? I would definitely appreciate it. I hope you guys having a beautiful day. Hope you're having had a great weekend. I have some very important information I'd like to share with you all. And this specific video is for the passport bros and black men especially. Just be cautious when dating snow bunnies. Okay, I'm seeing a trend of black men dating snow bunnies, but when things go wrong, usually they're the one that bear the consequences. First of all, I love everybody. I love every race. This is a multicultural channel. I have people from all over the world that comes here and visit, and I appreciate your support. But unfortunately, I am a black man that lives in an environment that sometimes that there are certain people that don't really like you because of the color of your skin, really. And my belief that everybody should have the right to choose whoever they want to date, no matter what color they are or what country they're from or who they are. You have the right to date whoever you want to date, you know what I'm saying? So I love everybody. I don't care if you're white or black or anything. Before I continue with this video, but I have been seeing a trend that's been happening to black men within the last 3 to 4 years. Well, actually the last 3 years, that turned out to be very, very scary and very unfortunate. Let me show you the first video about this NBA basketball player that used to play for the Portland Trail Blazers. What happened to him?
Any point along the way that you thought
Former Trailblazer Ben McLemore took the stand in his defense on Thursday, telling his version of what happened at a house party where he was accused of raping a woman after a night of drinking. McLemore says the evening began with bowling before team members met at Robert Covington's Lake Oswego home for cards and drinking.
But I was just, just being there and just enjoying the night and just, having that time with my teammates and stuff.
McLemore testified he encountered the alleged victim in the bathroom after some of her friends asked him to help move her to the couch because she was intoxicated. McLemore said he eventually fell asleep on that same couch and then woke up a few hours later with that woman's hands down his pants.
Fondling me and basically arousing me. So that's what pretty much woke me up.
I watched this case and I seen what happened. And, before I make a decision about something, I check for the facts. And according to the testimonies and everything and witnesses, they said that the relationship between him and the girl was consensual. And they did talk.
Again, I'm in deep sleep.
That's when McLemore says he began having sex with a woman, an encounter he describes as consensual.
She didn't show no signs of distress or discomfort. It didn't, give me no signs at all or alertness of that.
McLemore says that he and the alleged victim never spoke with each other before, during, or after the encounter, and he left Covington's house immediately after they had sex. During cross-examination, the prosecution argued the alleged victim never consented to sex with McLemore.
You did say on direct, it was one of the most terrible things I've ever done in my life.
Right.
Having sex with an unconscious woman would be one of the most terrible things, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't say unconscious, but that moment was me leaving without saying anything was definitely a terrible one of the.
The trial will continue tomorrow here in Clackamas County with more experts and character witnesses expected to testify. Closing arguments could happen sometime next week.
Well, let me tell you, they did have they had the trial, and he was convicted of assault, and he was sentenced to 8 years in prison. What was real sad about this, I checked his record. He has no history of any type of felonies or anything, or criminal history or anything. He just, if you look at the trial and you look at the testimony, the testimony from the witnesses, you can tell that everything was consensual. And he's going to end up doing 8 years, but based on a bad decision. But for some reason, when black men get involved with snow bunnies, when things go wrong, it can be good when things are right. But when things go to the left, it seems like they're the ones that suffer very severe consequences. Because this situation could have happened to me. I can't even tell you how many times I was, in situations where I met someone at a club or something like that. We both had too much to drink. And then you wake up the next day and that person is in your bed. I don't do those type of things anymore, but I'm just talking about in my young previous days. You know what I'm saying? But this situation is happening more and more and more and more. And I'm just saying to the passport bros and black men, if you date snow bunnies, do it with caution. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying not to date snow bunnies, but if you do it with caution. It's just like going to a beach. You go to the beach, you look at the water looks beautiful. But if you decide to get into the water, there's a possibility of danger in that water. It may not happen to you, or it may happen to you. But that's a sad situation, and I hope they appeal that case. I really do. Because I think his defense was very weak. Extremely weak.
Back to you.
Now you have here Jonathan Majors. Same thing. It didn't work out good for him either. He was with his ex-girlfriend, which is another snow bunny. They get into an altercation, and he tries to do the right thing to try to send her home, but she refused. And look what happened. He's trying to get away from her, and he runs. He's running. And she's still chasing after him. He's trying his best to get away from her. And she's still chasing him. And she's still after him. Look, she runs in front of a car. And he runs around the corner and she still goes after him. What he's trying to do is get away from the situation. That's what he's trying to do. So, what happened was, even after all of that, he goes back. He goes back to his apartment the next day, and he finds the girl on the floor, balled up on the floor in the closet. He calls the police, okay? He calls the police to report the situation and what happened, okay? He calls the police, and they arrested him. They still arrested him. Jonathan Majors, he was still arrested. nearly ruined his acting career because Marvel Comics ended up dropping him. Okay? So that's another bad situation that came out of that relationship. Okay? And here's another situation that didn't end for a black man dating a snow bunny.
The man allegedly murdered by OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny has strong words for this accused killer. Attorney, former prosecutor, and retired judge Fanon Rucker comes on to discuss the latest in the case that many across the country are following. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Let's talk Courtney Clenny. So this is a story that has been getting a lot of attention, I think for a lot of different factors.
Yeah, everybody, I know you all probably heard about this case. This happened 2 years ago. This is another brother that dated the OnlyFans woman, and he was unalived. He used to go by the name Lenny. And you can see on the video that she's beating the hell out of him in the elevator. But months after that incident, she ended up unaliving him.
And just for those of you who are not so familiar with this, she is the OnlyFans model who was accused of stabbing to death her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, in his Miami, Florida apartment back in April. And while this did happen then, she was charged with second-degree murder just last week. And her defense attorneys told the media that Clenny was acting in self-defense. That has always been the theory that has been put forward. That's what she initially told law enforcement.
Look,
but in video that was released by the state attorney's office of this OnlyFans model and Obumseli, this is from back in February, you can arguably see her attacking him. She is the one who is the primary aggressor, at least at that moment. And so it raises questions as to what actually happened between the two. Well, what we do know is that Clenny was arrested out in Hawaii. And she was currently awaiting extradition to Florida. We believe that she was in a rehab center out in Hawaii when she was apprehended. And she has waived extradition, meaning that she will come back to Miami, Florida to ultimately respond to this case. Now, Obumseli's family is speaking up. And this is where things take an interesting turn. So the Obumseli family attorney, Larry Hanfeld, he tells TMZ that Christian's family is happy that Courtney Clenny was recently charged with second-degree murder because a conviction could result in a life sentence. So they are looking for a life sentence here. I want to bring on somebody who's an expert.
And this is, just as important. Why didn't she call 911 immediately during that same 13?
She didn't even call 911. She left him on the floor after she stabbed him. She called her parents. So after she stabbed him, she did not call 911 immediately. They said if the emergency service would have got there, there's a possibility he could have been still alive. But she didn't. She left him there on the floor.
Minutes, two separate issues. What did you do in that 13 minutes that you could have done to save his life? Did you do chest compressions? Did you reach out to an ambulance? But second of all, why didn't you call immediately when you felt your life was in danger or when you knew that your boyfriend was bleeding on the floor in the house that you always share?
2 calls. She placed 2 calls to her mother. So one was 6 minutes, one was 7 minutes, and then ultimately she then called 911. And I guess the question becomes, again, focusing back on the investigation, how do you let somebody go to Hawaii? I mean,
absolutely. Because after the homicide happened, after the police came and everything, they took the body away and everything, I heard the next day she was back on OnlyFans. And not only that, she went on vacation to Hawaii. But I want you to listen. This gets even more interesting than this.
Again, her attorney had said that she had gone there for substance abuse issues. She had gone there for PTSD. She went to a rehab facility. But isn't it you can't find the records? I mean, I guess it takes some time to find the autopsy results to determine, actually the cause of death and the manner of death and the circumstances surrounding it. The phone records, couldn't you find that pretty quickly? It just seemed like, what shouldn't there have been something to keep her around? And you're talking about a stabbing in April and an arrest and charging so many months later in the summer.
You hear what he said? She was, the crime happened in April, and it took months for the prosecution to move. And you know the reason why the prosecution moved is because of the family. Like I said, two justice systems. Two justice systems, one for them and one for us. If it had been the other way around, I guarantee you he would have been in jail. It took them months. What happened was his sister got involved. Lenny's sister went to the prosecutor and said, wait a minute, this woman needs to be locked up in jail. So she was still vacationing, going to clubs, and doing OnlyFans videos after this had happened.
Summer, is that typically how it works?
I say you're just gonna like get mad at and you're.
Yeah, but the trial is, we haven't had the trial. I don't think they had the trial yet. It's been about 2 years. So as of right now, she is still in jail. So that's what I'm saying. Two justice systems. One from them and one for us. And this is things that happen when black men date snow bunnies. Some of them. I'm not saying they're bad. But like I said, when things go wrong, it don't go in your direction. Who are they going to believe? Are they going to believe her or are they going to believe you? They're going to believe her. And this is the last one. This is the last one. This is the last example. No other than Shannon Sharpe. Man, oh man. He has to pay $23 million to another OnlyFans woman that he met at a gym. He has to pay $23 million for sexual assault of an OnlyFans woman. And she's a snow bunny on top of that. Check this out.
You're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like.
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yeah.
See, she got him. He walked right into it. He walked right into it. And you know what's so sad about Shannon Sharpe is that he was warned. He was warned. And what I see here, they saw opportunity. So this woman goes from an OnlyFans to being a millionaire over some foolishness.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
And sports commentator Shannon Sharpe has come to a conclusion just days after some civil court drama out in Las Vegas. We're taking a look at the latest developments with celebrity criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Sierra Gillespie, and today for Jesse Weber. A bombshell announcement in the huge lawsuit filed by a Jane Doe against sports commentator and podcaster Shannon Sharpe. The litigation has come to an end thanks to an out-of-court settlement. Tony Busby, the high-profile and sometimes controversial attorney who filed the suit on behalf of Jane Doe, posted an update to Instagram on Friday, saying, quote,
He went after Jay-Z, but Jay-Z fought him, though. Jay-Z fought him tooth and nail. But this is another example of a black man dating a snow bunny that went to the left, and it ended up costing him $23 million.
On April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada, making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. So here's some of the background regarding the accusations that Shannon Sharpe has been facing. According to this complaint, Jane Doe worked out at the same gym as Sharpe did in Los Angeles. She was 19 at the time, and she...
First of all, he's dating a snow bunny that's 19 years old, which is way too young. Which I think is very, very, very young. And they met at a gym that he goes out and work out at.
Claims he had been watching her during workouts and finally introduced himself, insisting that she give him her number. The filing says Jane Doe found Sharpe physically intimidating. This is a direct quote. Over the next couple of weeks, Sharpe
Wow, she said he's physically intimidating now. Now she's changing the narrative now. That's what they do.
Incessantly pursued plaintiff. He constantly approached her at the gym and attempted to contact her frequently with phone calls and text messages asking to meet up, unwilling to take no for an answer. Eventually, plaintiff gave in and agreed to meet with Sharpe outside of the gym. However, before doing so, Sharpe demanded that Doe sign...
You hear what she said? She said she said he was intimidating, but then later on she agrees to meet with him. If somebody's intimidating with you, why would you want to meet with them? He's been set up.
A non-disclosure agreement, or NDA, something plaintiff found a bit concerning. She wondered why Sharpe was so insistent on her signing an NDA. She refused. Despite his repeated efforts to get her to sign, she refused time and again. Eventually, he dropped the issue and invited her to his house. Now, the lawsuit claims the relationship between Sharpe and Jane Doe, more than 30 years his junior, was consensual but rocky. She said...
Okay, now she said it was consensual. Everything is consensual now. See, that's how it starts off. It goes consensual, but wait what happens.
As Shannon Sharpe insisted they were exclusive, but then she says she caught him multiple times lying about his whereabouts and who he was seeing. According to the filing, by October 2024, Sharpe's behavior had grown progressively worse, beyond anything plaintiff had experienced with him before.
Now
at this point, he was insistent upon recording their sexual activities, sometimes without her knowledge. Sharpe was also sharing the videos with others without her permission or knowledge. Sharpe would repeatedly tell Doe that he wanted to do to her things that would make no other man want her. By this point, Sharpe was no longer able to credibly maintain that the relationship was exclusive. He had at this point accidentally or purposely to advance his career went live on Instagram while having sex with another woman. Sharpe flew into fits of...
So here it comes, she becomes the victim now. But Shannon Sharpe really messed himself up, man. So I'm just saying, guys, just be careful. Just be careful, be careful, be careful. Be careful, because I am seeing a trend here. You know, in certain situations, they're trying to set you up. Not all, but some. So I'm just saying, just be very cautious when dating snow bunnies. Just be very cautious. I'm not saying not to date them, but just be very cautious. I just want to say one more thing before I go. The reason why else I'm doing this video is because there's a guy on Instagram. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's drinking the Kool-Aid, man. On all of his videos, he got like 3 or 4 snow bunnies prancing around, hitting them on their rears and stuff like that. And all of it takes just one of them to press charges against him. And there you go, he end up in court or being prosecuted. So I'm just saying, just be careful, man. Just be very careful. Please like and subscribe to the video. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.